Howdy, I wanted to talk about Boogey Hunters, which is a strategy card-based style game. You play hunter characters, and each character has their own special ability. I played 2 of the 4. I was able to unlock another character by playing a bit with the first one. But even though you play different characters, your overall stats go up. The experience you get through each playthrough carries to an overall progression. And because of that, you get to unlock more cards you can use, as well as characters. So the way this works is that you are shown a map of the world. And you don't visit every part of the world. It's basically like the biggest countries that are like the most well-known, essentially. And as you visit each country, you get to observe and hunt these monsters. And a lot of the monsters are known entities based on the culture of the location. So every location has a unique monster to which culturally they are well known for, and your job as a hunter is to hunt them down. And that's all based on days. So you have a certain amount of days, and each day there's like a new cycle and a new enemy in terms of like their level and ability. And your goal is to basically last as long as you can. And I played this a handful of times. Several rounds I would try, and I did notice that the more I played, the further and further I would get. And I'm trying to take down as many enemies as I can, but you're also having to strategize and use what cards work best for you in the moment. So there's some cards that boost your ability to not take as much damage as quickly. There's some that are straight up attack. And then there are other ones that are weak cards that make the enemies a little bit weaker to take more damage. There's ones that are like roulette ones too, where it kind of rolls a dice and it changes the outcome of sorts. And all the cards are essentially bullets. They're not really cards, they're bullets, but they act like cards. You can load up to 3 cards, or known as bullets, in your gun at a time. And each character has a specific gun. One has a shotgun, one has a pistol, and as you're using the weapon, you can watch them like basically quick fire. And that's how this game works, is after you choose 3 cards you want to use, then you go and the enemy goes. Usually the enemy tends to go first, but it kind of just depends on what the scenario is. So the enemy always attacks you as well at each turn, and they'll kind of do this like jump fear attack, and that's what it is. Like, no matter what the enemy is, they do this like lunge attack, and they kind of like freeze them in motion, so it's kind of cool to see their face kind of frozen. It looks a little goofy, but sometimes it's kind of cool looking, and they're like mid-frozen, mid-attack when they attack you, and then take your damage. And the deal is with the damage is that it doesn't like regenerate after every fight. Like, there's abilities you can get to help you. Like, certain countries will have a little tent, meaning, oh, you can go rest and refill your health fully there. But it's only certain countries. There's only like 2 or 3 of them in which you can do that. Same thing with trading. There's also a few countries, some of them also have tents, where you can go trade and have like a new equipment boost or buy a specialty card. And those are the ways that you can get some extra help. You also get cards for defeating enemies and also money, and then that money is used for the trades. So as you're playing through this game, you kind of have to strategize which enemy we want to take down first. And there was also a radio too that would give you like news, updated news. As you travel between all these continents, it takes a certain amount of days away from you, so you get more and more days taken away the further you travel. And they'll say here, oh, like at this country, this is kind of happening. Maybe you want to head here in this amount of days, or head over here sooner. So you're paying attention to that while also trying to figure out which way you want to go strategy-wise. And because your health doesn't refill after each encounter, you want to be careful where you use your rest periods. You want to be careful how you protect yourself in battle. It's weird for me because I've always been like an offensive person in video games. I don't usually like using the defensive route all that much. I like just going in and attacking. So it was weird for me to kind of both attack and also defend. In some instances, I was defending a lot more than I was attacking, which was kind of rare for me. But I would try and figure out, okay, which is the best strategy here, which gets me further and takes less damage. So each run I had, I would say, could take anywhere from 5 minutes when I first started to 10 to 20. And I'm sure like going through the whole map once could take like half hour to 40 minutes, depending on how you play, depending on how well you know the game. And the animation, it's like a simple stylized cartoony look to it, but each creature does have its own specific design because they are, again, of that region. So it was cool to see the variety of designs of the creatures. It's just that it's not the most like detailed, like clean looking animated game that I've seen. But it's not supposed to be super complicated. It's really simple. It's made by a smaller developer. You're using a mouse and keyboard, mostly a mouse. You don't need a controller for this one. I didn't use a controller. It ran pretty well and it moved very quickly. The only issue I would have sometimes is that there would be a little bit of stuttering if I moved a little bit faster than the game wanted me to. Sometimes I'd be like clicking stuff so fast and it would take a second for the game to kind of register what was happening, or the character would move a little bit slower. So that was the only main issue I ran into as far as how the game worked. But if you like strategy games, if you want something that's easy to hop in, easy to learn, maybe a little tough to master, then I would recommend checking this out. It's a little quirky, it's got a little bit of personality to it, and you'll have fun to play it a few minutes here and there when you got some spare time.